Hello FlossTubers, it's me Sylvia with the latest news from Becky's land. Welcome to my FlossTube video number 9. If you are a returning visitor, welcome back, and if you are new to my channel, I'm happy to see you here and I hope you enjoyed a little bit being with me today. And if you have the time and are interested, you're welcome to watch my previous videos to see how my stitching journey went and what I had to show in my previous videos. Almost a lot of pin cushions and smalls. So I hope you all enjoyed a little bit today. I am a little bit late with my video. Usually I'm trying to do it once a week, so you have an update at the beginning of the week, but this time I have a good excuse, no good reason, but the reason is a good excuse. I had a little operation. I had to have 2 of my teeth taken out, and it wasn't pretty. It was no fun at all. The operation itself wasn't that bad, but afterwards I had a lot of pain and was very exhausted and yeah, felt ill, felt really sick, and I don't want to be a pussy, or I don't want to be pussy or so whining, but it was a lot of pain, and the pain medication knocked me out, pretty much knocked me out. I slept a lot, and my face was swollen. This side was so swollen, like I looked like I had a package full of gauze in my left half of my face. So yeah, wasn't pretty, and it's still a little bit swollen, and I have still a little bit of pain, but I can manage. I wasn't able to speak. My husband was so sweet and made me a homemade soup, and I couldn't eat the soup with a tablespoon. I had to use a teaspoon because I couldn't open my mouth. So you all know how it is when you have something going on in your face or in your mouth. So, but anyway, I'm doing better now. A little bit pain is left, but I can manage, and hopefully it will get better soon, because I need to stitch. I couldn't stitch the last week. I was so knocked out and had the ice on my face all the time, and to cover the thick side of my face and to relieve the pain a little bit more, and so I didn't have my hand to hold my stitching, and because I'm a one-hand stitcher, you know, and so there is not much stitching to show today, and yeah, wasn't pretty, but it's behind me now. I'm looking forward, and yeah, let's get started. I don't really have much to show, and that's why I thought, since I can talk again, back to babbling, yeah, I thought I make a video and do the Know Your Needleworker tag. I think it's about time to do a Needleworker tag, so you get a little bit more information about me if you are interested. If you're not, feel free to skip this video and watch the next one. Next time I hope I'm having my Valentine's basket filled up and can show you my basket, but today I'm sorry, excuse me, today I'm not. That's why I thought I talk as long as I can before the pain gets back. So the only thing I stitched was, I started, before I had this operation, I started a Valentine's piece. It was a freebie from Primitive Becky. I showed it to you that I wanted to stitch it, and I was able to finish it before, to stitch and finish it before. So I apologize, I have not ironed it. Yeah. Oh, and I apologize, I don't have a new color on my nails. I wasn't able to do anything, nothing, just knocked out. So, but you see, this is over a week. Lasts good. It's a good bread, I think. So, yeah, that's what I stitched and finished stitching in one day. It's stitched on Belfast linen, and I used the Danish thread, Blomstergarn, 2 different colors. It is a pretty red and it is not black. It is a dark gray and I like it very much. The only thing I haven't decided yet, if I'm not sure if I want to make it a little bit primitive and stain it. That's what I haven't decided yet. But I hope when I do my next video I can show you what I did with it, if I have stained it or if I'm able to make a little cushion out of it. I wanted to make a second Valentine's cushion, but as I said, I wasn't able to stitch, and I didn't stitch much on my 6 Fat Man, a little bit, but always I had to put my needle down because I was so tired, and yeah, so not much progress there. I have a second freebie from Plum Street Sampler I picked out, but I haven't stitched it, and I'm not sure if I'm starting to stitch it yet, or if I just leave it unfinished, unstitched, and go ahead and stitch something for March. Not sure yet. Yeah, that's, I forgot something. I wanted to say something, but that's what I forgot. Oh, and this little design from Plum Street Sampler, I thought would be a perfect piece to try and sew this sewing pouch I told you before, because it is a small stitch and it would be perfect to try, for me, to try out if I can do a sewing pouch. Not Forgotten Farm has a really good instruction. I have read it, and maybe I'm able. So let's see. Let's see what I will do. I'm not sure yet. So I have again notes, because there's always something on my comments and I want to go into it. There was something about the pincushion finish. Some of you meant I could finish, do the finish line on the back of my cushion. I think it is Kathleen from Kathleen's Tron Trail. She showed her cushions and she had the seam at the back of the cushion, but I don't like that. That's just a personal reference. I don't like to have that you can see the seam on the back. I like it the way I have it. That's just my thing. So, and I don't want to have anything on the back like some felt sewn to the back. Maybe someday I will do that, but not on a seam, just to have a little decoration on the back. But in my case, in my preference, I don't need that. Sometimes I think the design itself is so pretty, it doesn't need any distractions. Sometimes I decorate a lot, like bows and charms and buttons and blah blah blah, but it's just when I want to, I go for it, and if I don't want to go, I just leave it plain like it is. So I have this Valentine wordplay, this February wordplay from With Thy Needle and Thread. And as you can see, it is a little bigger. It isn't really a small pincushion. And usually I make the seam line here at the bottom of my pincushion. I sew it together. I leave a little space open and sew it together on the bottom. But since this one is a little bit bigger, I made the seam, I sewed the cushion here together. And I think you can see anything from my sewing together. But I did sew it together here. So yeah, it's here. So, and I think since this is working for me, I will do it every time I make a pincushion. Always on the bottom, or if it is a bigger one, on the side. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And that's why I brought the February. As you can see, my February pincushion turned out good. And in my last video I showed you the January pincushion, and it didn't turn out good. Somehow it was a little bit bumpy. I had some comments on that too. But I think from now on, I say with my January workplay, that's vintage. That's how it's supposed to look. I did that on purpose, you know? Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Sometimes it turns out good, and sometimes I don't know. Maybe it was the linen, or I know the black, the blue fabric, the primitive fabric. I knew that fabric. I used it before, and it's hard to sew. It's hard to get a straight line with this kind of fabric. So maybe it was the fabric, I don't know. But that's primitive, that's vintage, that's how it's supposed to be. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say to my comments. Yeah, I think since I'm having already 12 minutes, I'm not going into that questions because I had a really sweet shout out from Buckeye Stitcher, and she said she's hoping that someday I will show you my backyard. Someday, maybe, I don't know. But she got into my channel name, Becky's Land, because most of you call it Back Island. That's what I wanted to explain about my channel name. When I was at school, and I think sometime as a grown-up, all my friends around me called me Becky, because it's short for my maiden name. It was short for my maiden name. And I always was called Becky. And I don't know why, I never saw the Becky with an Y. I always saw the Becky with an I, like in Sylvia. Sylvia is written with an I and not with a Y. So I think that's why I wrote it down Becky's Land, like with an I. I could change that, but I don't want to change it because I like the wordplay, like Back Island, Back is land. So there are a few options to use that name, and I like that. I like to play with words. So yeah, that's what I wanted to explain. But I'm fine if you call me, or my channel, Back Island, and I'm fine if you call me Sylvie, because some of my friends already do. Yeah, so I'm fine if you call me Back Island. And then she, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. what was your name? Buckeye Stitcher? Oh, I apologize. I wanted to call you by your name. I'm sorry. And you said something about you uploading the videos take a long time. My longest upload took 18 hours. 18 hours, yeah, that's a long time. And that's most of my videos. 13 to 18 hours upload. Not funny, but yeah, that's okay with me. So yeah, still doing videos because I miss talking to you. I miss talking in general and I miss talking to you. I like that. I'm having more and more fun. The more videos I do, I'm having more and more fun. So, and then one last thing I wanted to say, it is very hard to find picture with plus fabric or linen in Germany. So when I see all your beautiful fabrics, I would like to have pictured this plus fabric. But I found a store, an online store in Germany. They don't have a lot of variety of picture this plus linen, but I ordered 28 count, so it's a large count. But I just to see how the fabric is and just to see how the colors are, I ordered 2 different colors. I hope until my next video I will have the order here and I can show you what I ordered. And then I have to see where I can get picture this plus because I need to stitch on hand-dyed fabric. I think now Belfast flags, my all-time favorite, is kind of boring. No, I still love it. Don't worry, I still love it. I don't throw out all my things. So, okay. Now, if you're not interested in my Needleworker tag, I will say goodbye to you and hopefully see you in my next video when I have more stitchy stuff to show you. And if you are interested in what I would like to talk about, welcome to my Needleworker tag. So I have some questions written down because I haven't found where this Needleworker tag comes from. I just went to another video and wrote down the questions. So I would like to skip the first question because the answer to it is a very long one. So I start with the next questions. I am married, I have no children and I have no pets. So, nothing more to say. Where do you live? Okay, that's complicated. Right now, I'm living in the northern part of Germany, near the Baltic Sea. But that's not where we grew up. I grew up in the southern part of Germany, also known as Bavaria. And after we got married, we moved around through Germany a lot. We moved a little bit more south of where we grew up. I haven't found a proper map of Germany. How embarrassing is that? I searched the house, but I couldn't find a proper map to show you where I live. So I only have this street map. So let's see if I can show you a little bit. Just a second, yes. That's where I grew up. Then we moved here, somewhere around here. Then we moved up here, somewhere around here. Then we moved here, somewhere twice in this area. And then we moved up to Ostfriesland. And as Ingeborg from A Stitch Too Far said, Friesland. I never heard that. That's where the freezing cows come from. So we moved to where the freezing cows come from. And after that, we moved to New Mexico. And yeah, I have to tell you, that was the best thing that ever happened in my life. I was never so at ease and happy, and this was the best time of my life. I loved living in the States very, very much, especially New Mexico. I enjoyed it so very much. I made some friends and lovely, lovely ladies that I met and stayed in contact for a few years. And I love the landscape, and I love the weather, the heat, the sun, the blue sky. I miss that very much. I could go on and on and on, tell you about how much I miss New Mexico and living in the States, but there are a few more questions I would like to answer. So yeah, I miss that a lot till today. We moved back to Germany I think 13 years ago, and to this day I still miss living in the States. And for the first couple of years, believe me, I was crying a lot because I was so homesick to New Mexico. So yeah, but that's life. Now we're here, living in the, okay, let me show it to you where I live now. Let's see, somewhere around here. That's where we live, here, right now. So, yeah. That's where I live now, and that's it. What are your other hobbies besides stitching? Could be a long one too. I learned wood painting in New Mexico. I took classes and painted a lot of decorating wood crafts. I learned ceramic painting in New Mexico, and I did a lot of ceramic painting. I would like to paint again, but since I started stitching, I only stitch. I don't do any other hobby besides that. And another hobby is I do music. So I have an accordion, and I have a keyboard, and I have used to play, but not much, the organ at church, and I was the leader of a choir, a church choir, and for some time I had 2 choirs at church, but it was too much getting all the events managed, you know, like Easter or Christmas. Both choirs wanted to sing at Easter or Christmas, so I couldn't manage that, so I had left one choir. But after I got sick, I gave up all my activities at church, and haven't played any music, and I didn't sing anything. So yeah, maybe someday I have time. I wanted to say when I get retired, but I know when you get retired you don't have time at all. So yeah, that's my other hobbies, mainly painting and music. So, what is your favorite movie? To be honest, I don't have a favorite movie. I like a lot of movies. I'm a TV person and movie person. I have a lot of DVDs in my collection, and but I don't watch much of the movies, or I don't watch much or a lot TV. So I don't have a specific one. I like, for instance, the old black and white Sabrina, or I like Emma with Gwyneth Paltrow. I like Sense and Sensibility, that kind of Jane Austen movies. I like Negotiator. I like Matrix, the first part. I like Ants. So animated movies, yeah. that kind of stuff. But I have a lot of movies I like, so no specific one. The same goes with TV shows. What is your favorite TV show? I don't have a favorite one. I have all seasons of Golden Girls. I have all on DVD. I have all seasons of Ally McBeal on DVD. I have the Gilmore Girls on DVD. What else? I have the whole seasons Stargate on DVD. That's the only TV show that I can watch while stitching, because I don't really listen to it. Usually I don't like to have anything on when I'm stitching, but Stargate sometimes is on. I like Downton Abbey, I like the BBC movies like Cranford, that kind of stuff. What is your favorite book? To be honest, I'm not reading at all, not much at all. I don't read at all. There is no time. I like to read, I used to, and I have a couple of books I used to read, but there is no time. The time I have, I like to stitch and not to read. I know that's bad, you should read, but I don't read. So yeah, that's just me. I have a favorite book I've I love very much. I have it here, so it's in German, but it is English author, and it's A Woman of Substance. As you can see, it is a really old one and used book, because I read this a few times, and I have the movie also, because this was for many years some kind of inspiration out of misery, making a fortune and a good life and get wealthy and have children. And yeah, I admire this character, Emma Hart, very, very much for a long time. Need to watch this movie once again. I have it on DVD. Yeah, it's, what did I say? Woman of Substance and Hold the Dream. Yeah, I admired this book and the movie very much. So, favorite music? I don't have a specific music. I listen to what's on radio. I have a few CDs, but I don't listen to CDs because what's on the radio is good for me. I'm not really into aggressive music, so what makes me aggressive? I like to sing along with the music and dance along with the music, so that's my kind of music. Yeah. Besides that, there is no music I don't like except for music that makes me aggressive. And the last one is, what one word best describes you? That's hard, because yeah, you don't want to think about a word what describes yourself. And I would say some of my friends would, or they call me that, perfectionist. But I am not perfect. I would like to be, but I'm not perfect, so I'm not a perfectionist because I'm not perfect. And yeah, so that goes into what my husband calls me, complicated. I am complicated. Yeah, I am complicated. But those two words describes me in a bad light, that's not a good thing to say about a person. Perfectionist has some bad taste, and complicated, yeah, at some point you believe that, and no, I don't want that anymore. I believed that for many, many years. So I would say I'm organized. That's a positive description of myself. Oh, the sun is coming out. Can you see that? the sun is coming out and I'm having light on my face. Have to move a little bit. Yeah. So here we go. Organized. I would describe me as organized because I like to organize and I am organized, and it drives me crazy if I can't organize something or if something isn't organized. So, and I'm good at it, organizing. So yeah, I would say I'm organized. Okay, so that was my list of questions. I think that's it. So what else? I don't know what else to say. I think that's enough for today. I wanted to make a short video. Covered everything. Yeah, so that's what I said. When I start a video, I don't know where to begin, and I really don't know what I would like to start and say, and at the end I can stop myself. So, but that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to me. If you made it through the end today, and I hope you liked it a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit, and next time hopefully I can show you some of my finished pieces and cushions. So thank you so very much for watching, for listening, I have to say today. Thank you so much for commenting and subscribing and for liking. I hope you're all doing good, everybody is well, and if you're struggling, I wish you all the best and hope you get well soon. So have a good weekend, I must say today. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy stitching. Take good care of yourself. Bye.